Helen told the truth to everyone who asked and to many who did not. She thought that was a virtue. She thought an open heart was a gift the world had been waiting for. At 23, she believed connection was simple. You show them who you are, and they show you who they are. So she showed them everything. Her fears on the first coffee, her old wounds before the second drink was poured. The thing her father said that she had never told anyone. She handed it over like a key, smiling, certain it made her warm. She mistook exposure for closeness. She mistook being known for being safe. Helen worked in an office of soft carpet and quiet ambition. She was good at her job and better at making people feel heard. Her desk became the place where people came to confess. And in return, she confessed too. There was a colleague named Daniel who listened best of all. He nodded when she spoke, slowly, as if every word mattered. He remembered the small things she had said weeks before. He asked the gentle follow-up questions that made her feel rare. So she gave him the deep ones. The night she nearly quit. The mistake from her last job she had buried. The fear that she was not as capable as she pretended to be. She told him she sometimes felt like a fraud waiting to be found out. Daniel nodded kindly and said he felt that way too. Helen walked home lighter that night. She thought she had found a true friend. She had only found an attentive one. Here is what nobody tells you about being open. The person who listens hardest is not always the one who cares most. Sometimes he is only the one who is taking inventory. Helen kept pouring herself out year after year. To Daniel, to the new hires, to anyone who sat still long enough. She believed her openness made her trustworthy. She did not notice that trust was only flowing one way. She knew the shape of everyone's wounds. No one but her could draw the map of hers. For a long time, it cost her nothing. That is the trap. An open door is harmless until someone wants what is inside. Then the day came when it could be used. A senior position opened above them both. One chair, two names, and a panel that would choose. Helen was the stronger candidate, and everyone knew it. Everyone except the people in the room where it was decided. Daniel did not lie about her. He did something quieter and far more effective. He repeated her own words back to the right people. He mentioned with concern that she had called herself a fraud. He noted gently that she sometimes felt unfit for her work. He said he only brought it up because he cared about the team. He framed her honesty as instability. He turned her trust into evidence. Every confession she had given freely became a brick. And brick by brick, he buried her with her own voice. Helen did not get the promotion. She was never told why. She only felt the temperature of the room change around her. The meetings she was no longer invited to. The projects that quietly went to someone else. The smile from Daniel that now stopped at his teeth. It took her months to understand what had happened. And when she did, the worst part was not his betrayal. The worst part was that she had armed him herself. She had handed him the knife and pointed at her own ribs. Schopenhauer warned us about this 200 years ago. He said most people are made of common clay, and to reveal your depths to them is to cast a pearl before swine. They do not have the soul to value what you show them. They have only the hands to take it. He said the wise man guards his inner self like a fortress, not from coldness, but from understanding. Because what you reveal can be admired or it can be used, and you do not get to choose which. Helen had thought silence was loneliness. Schopenhauer knew silence was the price of safety. Here is the cruelty of what she learned. Her openness was never generosity. It only felt like generosity to her. To most who walked through her open door, it was an invitation. They came not to know her, but to take from her, and she had left the door open her whole life, calling it warmth. An open inside is not a gift. It is an unlocked door. And most of the world walks through it carrying something to steal. Helen changed after that, but not into stone. She did not stop being warm. She learned the difference between warmth and exposure. She still smiled. She still listened. But her depths she now kept behind a door with a lock, and she handed the key to almost no one. The few who got it had earned it over years, not over coffee. They had been tested by her silence before they were trusted with her voice. And those few she found were enough. More than enough. So hear this, you who confuse openness with connection. Be kind, be warm, let people feel met by you. But your wounds, your fears, the true map of who you are. Hand those only to the few who earn the key, because the friend who listens hardest may be taking notes, and the door you leave open is the one they walk through to take. This is Schopenhauer's truth.